Mike Show. We are live, unfiltered, unedited. You get the live feed here on Facebook tonight, so you get to see all our mess ups and all our fumbling around. But the other one will drop after Kenny gets the download from tonight's show and is able to do what he can do. Because we're going live on Thursday night tonight because we had schedule conflicts this week.
We did. Mostly my fault.
Well, no, I think I blew you off on Monday.
Mike's fault. I'm just kidding.
I blew you off on Monday when we usually do our live, and then you weren't feeling quite right on Tuesday.
That's right.
So now we're here Thursday, and here we go. Good evening, guys. Hope you had a great week. Yes, Brianna says.
It has been great. It's been good. It's just tiring.
As we muddle through here, Kenny.
Yes, sir.
Where do we want to go tonight? Because, Kenny, tonight I have trivia for you. I have a Kenny Reacts segment for you. I'm sure we want to touch on the wildfires out there in L.A.
Wildfires and also the Presidential Medal of, what is it, Honor, Freedom?
Yes.
Incredible people. I want to talk about those people because, man, I'm just I was so ecstatic when I saw the list, Mike. I just thought to myself, this guy, he really, 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 really puts his mind to and thought and heart into his decisions, and he has the last 4 years.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if you don't know who I'm talking about Biden, of course. The guy is just cognitively incredible, and so I can't wait to speak about that. So.
Well, I can't wait to touch on the wildfires because there's a serious aspect of it, the not so serious aspect about it, and then the my opinion about it, which will probably get me in trouble.
Hey, that's all right. I same here. I have some thoughts about that myself, and there's some weird things happening as well. So we'll dive into that as well.
Can we just start? I mean, I'll just put a start.
Just get right into the wildfires.
I'm gonna put an asterisk next to my comment here and a little star, because I know lives lost is nothing to make a joke about.
And before you get there, hold on. Hold that thought. I want to tell you, please go to YouTube. Please subscribe and please like and also comment on. You can do it on Facebook. You can also do it on the there. We really appreciate it. Make sure you share the show. We really appreciate you being tuned into the Ken and Mike Show. Mike, please finish your sentence.
Yeah, go and like our page before you want to unlike us after you hear what I have to say.
Do it now.
We'll wait. So no, lives lost is nothing to make a joke about, take light of. People are losing property. It's not funny. But I say this kind of tongue in cheek. And you know where I stand, you know where our conversations have been, but could have happened to a better place. I'm putting you on the spot, man. I am. It's almost like you get what you get, especially what California has become. And I mean, if this is before technology and before modern times, I mean, you would almost I almost hear. You know, the pagan people 2,000 years ago and saying God's mad at California, you know.
Well, I'm surprised they haven't been literally wiped off the map yet. So,
and well, that being said, yeah, I don't think it's something really to make light of. But part of me is just like, you know, they saw it coming.
Yeah.
And there were comments made and preparations made, well, that were supposed to be made for things like this, and now they're reaping the rewards of indecision.
And when you say indecision, are we speaking of some of the major changes and going back this has gone on for a long time? California's got lots of issues, but I'm just thinking in terms of
firefighters, in terms of I don't know the complete ins and outs of this, so I can't speak as an expert. However, there were things, from my understanding, that were done as far as forest management goes that were not taken care of, that were highlighted prior to this. And funding was either diverted or they just stopped doing the forest management. This is kind of Newsom's doing here. And Also, you know, I don't know the full details, and I wanted to investigate this more before I came on the show tonight. So I'm only half educated on this, but it was my understanding that almost a decade ago, or even if not longer than that, there was legislature passed and bills passed to create reservoirs for emergency management for things like this and for earthquakes and natural disasters. And it's been in effect for a while, and nothing has been done about it.
Well, there's that, and along with the water talk here. So basically, there's not enough water, and they say, well, it's because it's just overwhelmed. The system's overwhelmed. But do you know, if you look throughout the years and you talk about, I mean, people can go look this up as well. You know, Newsom, your favorite governor.
Yeah, yeah.
He literally, I mean, they closed down dams. They opened things up so that the fish could be saved. You see, so now they're reaping the consequences in order to, you know, basically the water that they would need is not touchable. And they're out of water. And not just that, that's their water that they need in general. So you have that, and you also have, and I know we have a couple of clips that we're going to show, but when we have people like that putting things in place that's, again, not good for the long term, how in the what do you expect? And on top of that, Mike, did you hear about some of these people where there's actually arson going on? There's people actually lighting fires in California.
Yeah, and that's disgusting. If they find out who those people are, they should be hung in the town square.
Well, on the left side, they've been touting it. Remember if Biden used to say, if Trump gets reelected, the climate change and wildfires is going to get worse because if he had a second term.
Well,
because of climate change.
This is a perfect storm right now. I mean, the elements are just right, and the circumstances are just right for this to happen. The winds are coming in the right direction
From climate change.
Yeah, from climate change. It's because you didn't buy a Tesla, Kenny, and that's why it happened. Now, what really ticks me off about this, and I'm going to show the video because if this is true, I'm going to show you a video from a guy on TikTok called The Older Millennial. And if what he says is true, and if there can be any credence put behind it or any authenticity put behind it, anger from everybody should be justified. Now, I'm going to put this out there, and I don't know if this is verified fact yet, but if it's true, I want you to hear this.
So the Biden administration just announced the relief they're going to give to the victims of the LA wildfires. And that relief is going to be 100% of the recovery cost for the next 180 days. So for the next 6 months, the United States federal government is going to be on the hook for 100% of every single recovery cost. They have decided that the American taxpayer is paying for everything. Meanwhile, the victims in East Palestine got a $750 loan. The victims of the Maui wildfire, $750 loan. The victims of the hurricanes all throughout the Southeast, $750 loan. And not only did we have to fight to get that money, but we also had to have FEMA representatives come out and show actual damage so we could see if we even qualified to get a $750 loan that we have to pay back. But the victims of the LA wildfires, the wildfires that were 100% preventable by the state of California, they are getting 100% of their recovery costs paid for the next half a year. Are you kidding me?
That's disgusting.
From my knowledge, again, from what I've read, from what I've seen, from what I've looked into, that is accurate. The $750.
Well, yeah, the $750 that still hasn't been released to the people.
What is it with $750? Is that a magic number?
I don't know. It's probably what they can average out to give to everybody and still be solvent, I guess. But if 100% of the costs of recovery are going to be covered by the U.S. taxpayers for California, strictly because Biden is pandering to the people out there that he gets the most, not even Biden so much, but the Democratic Party gets the most influence and checks written from, that's disgusting, dude. It's not about the American people. It's about the dollar.
Oh, it is 1,000 times a percent about the dollar, 100%. it just tells you right there what the think about what our money's always allotted to, and some, like what they can keep for themselves, and then just say, you know what, here's what's happening. Let's just have the Americans take care of our issues. It's how it always goes. It's the same thing. Look at in your neck of the woods in Albany and in New York City. You know how years and years and years they've been touting from the rooftops like we've got to secede from New York City. Why? Because Albany and all the rest surrounding areas provide for New York. New York is very expensive, and thanks to people like yourself, Mike, you help that be possible.
Well, I heard the argument the other way. I mean, I would love to secede from them, but the money that from New York City that comes up here pretty much sustains us.
Maybe I don't know, but again, how do we know? It's kind of like, where do we know where our tax dollars go? We know it comes out of our paycheck, but we don't know until the end of the year. Hopefully we paid enough. Hopefully we didn't. Hopefully we don't owe anything. We don't know. You don't know. That's the problem. And that's why I'm excited about some changes that are going to happen in the next 4 years. And hopefully we actually see where our money's going. And maybe we have a voice to it. But enough of that, though. But back to the
wildfires. I know you have a video you want to share about it.
I do.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So a couple of things there. Just thinking about, and what do you think? I know that you're a huge advocate for DEI.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
think that's priority.
I never would have been employed at multiple my places if I wasn't who I was.
Well, right, and exactly, you're incredibly diverse. I mean, I think you're Native American or something. But here's the thing.
Oh no, because I identify as a he/him now. When I used to be a she/they.
Oh my gosh, that's right. You keep changing it, but that's okay because you're trying it all out.
Yep.
It's like bending. You might as well. You might as well just see what fits you best.
That's right. I'm like Skittles. Taste the rainbow, baby. I'm going through all of them.
Taste the rainbow. I love that. But yeah, see, now you got me all flabbergasted. I remember us saying it, but so DEI, right? So when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's the biggest disservice and disgrace to our society that's ever become. Because you get on an airplane, and you have a choice to make, right? Let's say you get on there. There's a pilot that just got hired specifically because of DEI, and they put the guy, and you watch him walk away, the guy who's been flying for 25 years. Don't you feel a little bit kind of like, is this?
Look, I want the guy that can land the plane. I don't care what color he is.
What? Nobody does. That's the point. Nobody cares. If you are an incredible pilot, that's who I want. If you are an incredible businessman, that's who I want to work with.
I need you to get me from this coast to that coast in the air and landed. Now,
nobody cares.
And it's because your last name is Johnson that you're able to do that. I have a problem with that.
Exactly. And it's these people that constantly state that they care so much about, or we should care so much about these other things. Nobody cares. When you get on a plane, you don't even really ever see the pilot. Mm-hmm. But that's the bottom.
Hey, Kenny, when you going for a major surgery, do you want a surgeon who's qualified, or do you want one that was hired because he may have scored a 70 on the internal surgical exam, but since he came from a certain ethnic background and may have had a surgery or two to change himself, he gets to operate on you.
Right. And, don't even don't get me started on that, because when it comes to healthcare too, unfortunately, we don't even have a choice in that, right?
No.
Think about it. You don't get to just pick whatever doctor you want to use, even if it's the best in the world. Unfortunately, but not even on that.
Go ahead. Let's get back on topic. Go ahead.
Well, right. Exactly. And by the way, Mike, I know you talked about, surgery for transgender surgery too. That's something that you've been
I've been thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's so new though, so just want to put it out there. Be careful.
Oh man, I would really want to feel myself,
What? Okay. So here you go. Here's a little clip, and I picked it because it's a quick clip. Everybody loves a little bit of a change in leadership. We certainly do for these next 4 years. But I'm sure the firefighters in LA, I'm sure many of the men were not too thrilled about this one. So let's go ahead and watch Megyn Kelly real quick and see what she has to say.
Oh, we just love Megyn Kelly.
You do.
No, go ahead. I'll let you play it. Go ahead.
As if all of this is not enough, it turns out that in recent years, LA's fire chief has made not filling the fire hydrants top priority, but diversity. Diversity is at least among the top priorities for the department. Her name is Kristen Crowley. She's been fire chief since 2022. And in an interview shortly after she was elevated to this position, she talked about being super inspired to make the fire department more diverse.
She had to put the whole accent to it, didn't she?
She did. She had to put that little accent
When we
on there.
put our pet activist projects before human life and common sense, we have gone awry.
Exactly.
That's disgusting. Screw fire hydrants. We just want to make sure we have enough diverse people in the department.
Well, to add some more icing to the cake, COVID happened, right? And guess what people didn't want to do? They didn't want to take the jab. So in this case, too, nobody talks about this too much, but many of the firefighters, guess what? They got let go. Mm-hmm. Let me be more specific. The firemen were let go.
You're a jerk.
All right, because they literally. Let's put it out there. So they were let go. I'm not saying that a woman cannot be a firefighter. No way. My sister, she was a volunteer firefighter. My stepmom,
she's
thing.
writing about that right now.
Yeah, amazing. But here's the reality, Mike. Let's think about somebody that's somebody that's a decent sized man is in a fire. They inhale too much smoke.
Define decent sized man, Kenny.
Me. So they're laying there. You need somebody that's incredibly. You need somebody that's incredibly strong enough to be able to carry you out. Okay, there's certain things that you really do need men for. I'm not saying again. There's some women out there that are incredibly strong, but the reality is though, we don't need to discourage people from being great at, or doing things that they're really great at. In order to seriously save lives, and then just in the name of let's make other people feel better that are in this organization.
Well, I think the good thing is, Kenny, is I think this last election, and I think we're seeing it of what I've seen on the media now lately, is we're thinking not necessarily the death of, but a putting on extreme hold this whole DEI narrative. Mm-hmm. And I think people are realizing that that's not the important issue right now. But let me go down your little bunny trail there of consideration here. Is it going to get to the point that we push the DEI so far that people are going to be afraid to apply themselves, look at jobs, and look at career paths because they may not be accepted to do the job that they desire to do or be proficient at or be excellent at strictly because, well, shoot, my name is Jim Smith and I can't be any more Caucasian than that. And they're just not going to be able to do it.
Right. That's an excellent point. Exactly. That I think is one of the major issues in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I agree.
I mean, you said it. I agree.
I mean, my last name's Hanson. You can't get any more white than that. So I mean, I'm gonna sit at home and not work anywhere because I just know I'm not going to get the acceptance and the approval of people because I'm not diverse enough.
Well, that is going to discourage people. They're going to think to themselves, why even go consider this? They've got their eyes set on these types. They've already got it. They're already excluding the very thing. This is what's the problem with DEI. The very thing that they're implementing is the very thing that is doing the very thing that they say they're against.
Oh, absolutely.
Excluding
and it's creating more exclusion and segregation.
Exactly. 100%.
And
if people cannot see that, I really don't know what to tell you. I don't. You see it, right, Mike?
No, I don't see it at all.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you.
I bury my head in the sand.
Right. But that's just it, man. Look at if if you're a small business owner, I mean, if you have a business, you honestly don't care what they are, or who they are. You really care about their character, even if their ability's not that great.
No,
If they
Kenny,
can
all I care about is if their
trainable.
money's green. That's all I care about.
Right.
Their money's spent the
are they-
same way.
Right. Are they trainable? Are they moldable? Do they have? Is their attitude good? Are they people that actually will present your company right? No matter what color or anything like that they are. I mean, the reality is, if they're going to be punks and gangsters, then honestly, why would you want that representing anything? Honestly,
That's America today.
it is America today.
But hopefully, we're going to see a change in that in the next. All right, I got a question for you.
I'm ready.
I want to kind of change the direction of our conversation here. I should have talked about this to you about prior to the show, but
Go for it.
do you think? And I'm gonna jump on the bash Trump for a second train here.
Oh no.
No, I'm really not bashing him. But
Are
do
you
you
going to talk about Greenland?
yeah, do you well,
Canada?
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he's trolling? Do you think he's just trying to get a rise out of people and making these topics because he knows it's going to? I mean, he's talking about telling Denmark to give us Greenland. He's talking about Canada becoming another state. He wants to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and then he wants to acquire Canada, Mexico, and Greenland. I mean, you don't make things like this without sounding like claims like this without sounding like a complete troll. Do you think he's trolling?
I don't know that he's trolling. I think what he's doing is he's putting out little thoughts out there for people, because it really does get you thinking. Like, okay, it almost think about it though. Who's ever thinking about the Panama Canal? Who's ever thinking about Canada? Really? I mean, except that it's,
I can understand. All right, let me jump on the Panama Canal thing. We got to make sure we have some type of control over that, because you do not want Taiwan and China or one of them grabbing it. I would rather see us throw our weight around as far as that passageway for us and have control over that, as opposed to letting that fall in the hands of someone like China, because that is a very intricate necessity part of world economics. So if there's any threat of it falling into the hands of somebody like, say, China, then we should China. We should definitely flex the muscle there and do something about it. But what do we need the Netherlands for, or Greenland for?
Dude,
I mean, his argument is strategic, and I get that, and it was Netherlands that control it, and they're far removed from it. But what's the point?
I think, right. What's the point? I think really what's really happening in Greenland, right? So they have enough people that the population can fit a professional football arena.
However, I do hear that Greenland is very pro to the idea.
Why not? Because they'd be under America. So I think most people realize, like, think about what we'd have if for Canada, for example, and they toy with the idea.
That's never going to happen.
No, it's not.
You could
but I
talk
think
about
it's
that all you
fun.
want. I mean, I think it'd be. I mean, all right, you want to fantasize for a second now? All right.
Fun.
Look,
Yeah.
I want to put a little asterisk about this, because I don't want you to clip little spots of the show and make it a talking point that we're actually for this. But so let's entertain this for a second. Okay.
Mike is for this. Just
No, I'm not. We get Canada. Hypothetically, all these things that Trump's talking about is a pipe dream here. Get Canada, get the Netherlands, and you get Mexico. Look at this. Look at the threat we are on the world stage.
exactly.
I mean, we can end the cartel crap down in Mexico, because now it falls under our jurisdiction, and then we can just start, blowing up parts of Mexico and say, submit or go even further south. Canada, we get so much power and iron and steel from Canada. The economics in that alone would be amazing.
yes.
And not only that, you don't have to worry about borders anymore.
Oh, plus, I know no, exactly. Stupid passport to get over there. Think about this. Like, so I know those who are really big milk drinkers right now would be very satisfied because that the way the milk prices wouldn't go up so high with Canada. They've touted that out there. But I think that great. I mean, they've threatened, or who's that woman that was like completely drunk on she's what is she, the
Nancy Pelosi? Oh, no, sorry.
well, she's probably a good friend of hers. They probably go drinking together. But who's the lady? She's the same one that she came out just recently and said, "Okay, Trump, you're threatened to come and take Canada. How about this? How about we take California, Oregon, and Washington?" And to that I say, please do.
Please don't threaten me. Don't threaten us with a good time.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, we said no. Well, here it is. We keep the land, but since you love the people so much, please take them. Absolutely.
Well, if it keeps burning the way it is out west, you can have the land too.
That's right. Take that too.
I am such a jerk. I know.
No, it's all right. Hey, you know what? But let's just be realists, right? So I think it's interesting. I do think strategically, like you mentioned, certain areas where we could be there to protect ourselves. And I think it is very strategic. I really do think it's like, okay, the world is on fire. If we put this kind of stuff out there and they're open to it, because we'd be helping them and they'd be helping us. It's all for everybody, for safety. So again, from China, from everything that's going on overseas, that's everywhere else is literally on fire.
China.
I wish I had. There was a clip that
China virus.
A good mutual buddy of ours, Nick Halstead, actually sent me yesterday. The caption, literally, of the video was China, and it was Trump just saying, "Oh, I gotta find that, play that."
China.
Man, it's good stuff though. Trump just rips into people, and I love it. It's so good. But yeah, I just think it's super fascinating and fun to watch. That's all I can say. And I love watching people get so upset about it. That's what's so fun, Mike. They just get they think way too much into it. It's
and that's the thing. That's why I almost find it entertaining when Trump.
Maybe it is trolling.
It's got to be trolling because I find it entertaining when Trump says these things and then watching everybody's reaction. It's like you almost want to sit back with popcorn and say, "Keep saying stupid stuff, Trump," because I love watching heads explode.
You know what's cool? He's not even doing it on X. He's actually just saying it. He doesn't have to do X stuff anymore, or Twitter. Everyone.
Every time he says the China virus or it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, because it came from China. So.
I love it. I just love it. Because people can't not feel like they're a victim of something.
Dude, that's a good statement. I love that. That's a good clip right there. If anybody wants to share something, share that. Yes, they have to be.
Trump did something wrong and hurt my feelings.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, he said China. He identified a virus with China. That's so racist. No, it's not racist. Where'd it come from? China.
That's right. That's the clip I'm talking about. I love that. Why do you keep saying that? Because it came from China.
Oh my goodness, it's great. And then how personal they take everything. Where he just wants to conquer the world and be an emperor. No, he's doing this to get this reaction out of you to make you look like an idiot.
Right.
That's exactly why he's doing it. Do you really think that Canada's going to sign off and becoming part of the United States? No. There's not going to be any sort of treaty. Now, we can make some sort of economic agreement with them where we can combine our economies and still be two separate nations. That could work.
It could. It absolutely
could work. Where there's no tariffs either way and we want to agree on economic prosperity for both nations, where we equally share off the bounty of both lands and still keep separate nations. I can see a way that could work.
Yeah, listen, talking about Mexico, all I want is a piece of property right there in Cancun, too. So,
well, I've never been to Cancun.
I haven't either.
Huh?
I've been past Mexico, Guatemala all the time, but not Mexico. So I think it's fun. I think that's what it keeps people riled up, and it's fun to watch.
And after we take Canada, and after we take, I'm going to completely go on the the fantasy world here and jump on that vein of Trump trolling everybody. Let's take Canada. Let's take Greenland. Let's take Mexico. Heck, let's go further south. You want to get Ecuador and Colombia too while we're at it.
Why not? And Guatemala too, please. I love that place. So that way it just
Guatemala,
gives people
yeah,
access.
that'd be great.
And you've heard probably about the Panama Canal.
Sure.
And
So
you
we'll
heard-
we'll take all of South America too. Hey, that's what we can do. We want to have two different diverse areas of America. We can have the South can be blue, so South America could turn blue, North America could turn red.
Okay.
Oh, I think that could work.
It could work.
That could definitely work. And
Fun.
and Joe can go control if he wants. He can go control down there. No wait.
Why don't we send Joe and his buddies to like Ukraine or Russia?
Well,
That's ridiculous.
if Trump really, if you want to get inside their brain, Trump really wants to rule the world and be a dictator. So, we're going to get into a world. We're going to get into a war with Putin. Or are they best friends now? I don't know. Everybody says their enemies are best friends. What are they?
Who, Biden and Putin?
No, Trump and Putin.
Well, that's the thing. The way they say those things, I'm like, dude, the guy literally has when you say relationship, it doesn't mean they're the bestest friends that talk on the phone every day. It means that they have good standings with each other and they have negotiations and they also have a understanding.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
If we're gonna, man, I really hate beating up. I hate doing identity politics and just beating up on Democrats, but I'm beating up on Democrats tonight.
I'm sorry, they deserve it. Anyway,
Jerk. Every time there's somebody on the opposite side of the liberalist ideology that's president, how many times do you hear the name Hitler come up? Trump is Hitler. Okay. Do you remember when Bush was in the White House? Mm-hmm. He was Hitler. So, how many times are we going to play out that word? That comparison that Trump's Hitler, Bush is Hitler. Gosh, J.D. Vance gets in the White House. He's going to be Hitler. Can we stop using that?
well, they've already established that, and they used it so many times. But it could. I'm telling you what, it's such the hypocrisy is so sickening to me. See, we can take it. They say it, and we just go on with life. You say it to them, and they will run a campaign to make sure that you get somewhere where you really don't belong, and you're there for life if they could make that happen, and they will make your life literally a living. And I'm not using this in a facetious way or a swearing type way, but living hell, literally.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the thing for you. Did you know? This is
No, I didn't, but you're going to teach me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I want to get back to that topic. I don't want to lose thought, but I just thought about this. When you say cold as, what do you say when it's cold as what outside?
Oh, I heard this one. It's cold as hell.
Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I did see that. I mean, but if you think about it, it makes sense because
It makes perfect sense.
Because hell's not cold, so why would we say anything? It's cold as hell.
I told my sister the other day, I was like, man, I can actually say that and not feel like I'm actually cursing anymore.
It's cold as hell.
Man, it's cold as hell out there.
It must be they must have thought it was a southern accent.
It was a sudden, exactly. And also, here's another thing for you. Did you know that what the numbers on the toaster oven represent?
Minutes.
I only found that out, man, like a year ago. I swear to you. I had no idea.
That I did know, and then when I saw someone do a post, I was like, I thought everybody knew that. That was just timing.
No, I was like, I never know, and I never trust a toaster. You just kind of put it on, like, okay, 3 I think is dark enough. Anyway, but back to kind of ramblings, though. I really do, and for you all out there too. And I don't know if there's any. I haven't checked the comments. I think there's some out there, Mike, but. And we can go on some of the conversation. Okay, let's say something about what do we think about it biblically too for the Cali out there. I think that was mentioned. But there's so
everything
many,
that we're going through right now is biblical.
essentially.
Everything is. I think, and like I thought in 2016, and like I'm thinking now, Trump is a stopgap. Mm-hmm. Trump is kind of like, the finger in the dam. And if we continue to make sound choices. And like I said in the previous show, that we don't want to squander the mandate that's been given, but we also don't want to be arrogant about it, because as quickly as we came into power and we rest on our laurels, we can lose it as well.
That's right.
So we got to be wise and not get arrogant, because how many times has a Republican stayed, or a conservative Republican stayed in the White House? I think the most is 3 terms, because you went through Reagan twice, and then Bush Sr., and then quickly it went to Clinton. And I think there's reasons for that, and not just because we got tired of Republican. I think it's because we didn't fulfill as Republicans our commitment and promises to the American people, so they wanted a change. Remember I don't know if you're old enough to remember, but Bush Sr. said, "Read my lips, no new taxes." And no sooner had he said that, the Republicans raised taxes like crazy. And I think that was the beginning of the end for him. So that being said, let's not squander what we have right now. Let's enjoy it. Know that he's putting his finger in the dam, because if, God forbid, and we know it wouldn't have happened, but had Kamala been elected, then I would say to the comment, yes, be ready for biblical apocalypse, if you will, because once you go down that slope of what they want to usher in, it is hard to come back, if not impossible.
Exactly. Yep. And we are a culture and a society that is infatuated with drama. And I think when things are kind of coasting and normalized and actually are just fine, don't even have to touch nothing, just let it be. But it's kind of like we go, it's not fun now. We got to do something to change things up. So it's like, even if you have a great person in power that's doing everything that's necessary, it's like, that's not enough. Let's create some chaos. We got to get this thing going again, because we need some more drama in our lives. And I know it's so simplistic to say, but it's like a Hollywood.
Well, I think I have an even more simplistic way about the American way of thought. And that is, we don't make a change and we don't do anything different to have positive change until something dramatic is at our front door.
Exactly.
Until it comes into our own backyard. So we made the change. We had enough. We got angry enough that we said, screw it. We don't care if you think he's a 34-time committed felon. We're voting for him, because we don't like the way it's going. So, and I fear this might happen. For the next 4 years, I think things are going to improve. I think we're going to go through a rough time for his first year. Yeah. And then I think we're going to start seeing, as the latter half of his administration, I bet you we're going to see a good improvement. And then we will probably ride that improvement into the next Republican administration. Will probably be like J.D. Vance or Vivek or whoever it may be, even Trump, maybe Trump Jr. But American people start to get comfortable very easy. And then once everything's going well, we go back to business as usual. We don't keep talking and fighting for what we want. Because everything's going good. So the left starts pushing back, and we're like, it'll never happen. Next thing you know, it happens, and then we're out raising our pitchforks again. And I really believe if we become lazy this time, because the pendulum has moved so much, standards have changed so much, rights have been removed so much, we've come so far. We're on the precipice of saving America or saving it for a little while. And if we get lazy, once the left gets power again, they're going to grab that and run and make it worse, make it unreturnable. Guaranteed.
I agree. And I love what you said, because it really combines well with what both said. Essentially, the drama happens because, it's going too easy, and next thing you know, it's that, and then on top of that, what you said, something happens, it alters something, we don't like it, pressure comes, and it makes us either go drastic or all that discipline that we put into our lives works out, and we're able to just work things out in a gentle fashion and not chaotic. However, that's not the case, as you just mentioned. It always ends up being. And when pressure comes, it tells you what's actually inside, right? Speaking biblically, what Kayla mentioned, in these moments in our lives, as you know, when pressure comes, it really does tell you how we react to something shows you actually what's in our hearts as a nation, as a people, in our households, as individuals. We see that each time and time again. And if we're not willing to see it for what it is and change, well, guess what?
Well, that's what the Bible says. The Bible says from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, and I think that is true in our lives as well. It doesn't have to be so much from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. From the abundance of the heart, our life reflects and how we act. So, you know, the old adage is true. If you want to dumb that down to layman's terms, it's garbage in, garbage out. Whatever's going on inside you, that garbage is going to manifest itself externally, and everybody else is going to see it, and you're going to behave accordingly.
Exactly, and that's the thing, and it's interesting. And then from that, we won't go too crazy into this, but from that, and those people who are acting out in a certain way that's completely wrong, everybody else sees it, they don't. We talked about narcissism. Then the blame shifting comes, and it's this person, that person, and they just keep living their lives. It's everybody else but them, and I don't just mean one in particular person, but just in general.
Oh, Ken, you can say, you know, I'm a controlling narcissist. I get it.
Not you.
Yes, I am.
Talk about you.
I admit it.
No. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, that is what happens, and we see that at a global level. We see that in an individual level. We see that in here in America, and you know, hopefully, like you said, I really do pray that these next 4 years, the right people get in those places. Again, like we talked about Ramaswamy and all the people that surround them. And we even see Charlie Kirk kind of, I'm not saying he's going to play a part in that, but those types of conservatives coming around and actually doing their part, which I got to give them credit where credit's due. They really do go out there and they are doing the work on the ground, speaking to people right there on campuses.
I'm going to make a prediction, Kenny.
What's your prediction?
My prediction in 12, 15 years, Barron Trump is going to run for president.
Have you listened to him speak?
He's a smart young man.
He is.
He's a wise young man.
Why did I think? Who said it years ago? I thought somebody said that he had something. It wasn't autism or nothing like that. He doesn't, right?
Not that I'm aware of. That's news to me.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think so either. I thought maybe somebody was saying something like that before and it was untrue. But I've seen him. The same thing. He is tall, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The way he carries himself, he is incredibly intelligent, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Very well spoken. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Why not? He's got that.
I don't know why Kayla said for sure. Kayla said for sure. Poor Aunt Jemima. I don't know why she's brought up Aunt Jemima, but I did hear Aunt Jemima's coming back.
Hey, she should be. Why would?
But that's a whole nother topic that we can open up a whole can of worms.
I won't even
there.
go into Aunt Jemima. Just in general, back to what we were talking about. That's the problem.
Hey, another good news. Other good news in the vein of Aunt Jemima coming back. The Washington Redskins are coming back.
Hey, so we talked about that a while ago.
Yes,
is it true?
It's true. The Washington Redskins are coming back. Apparently, some Indian nation sued, saying we want that name back. Who are you going to make the decision for us? Yeah.
Because it represents them. That was the whole purpose of that.
Yep. So the Washington Commanders will be no more. The Washington football team will be no more. And the Redskins will return.
Mike, if you are, let's make believe for a second here. What do you? I know I'm a mutt. I have a bunch of different things. Are you also? Do you know kind of some of your nationalities? Or?
Yes, I am predominantly German.
Okay, perfect. Stay right there. Okay. I was actually going to say that joking with you. So that's actually kind of what works out. So you're German. So if I knew that if you're from Germany, you had the accent and everything, you came here and we were hanging out, and I said, "Hey guys, meet my German friend." You know, and so he's from Germany. It's almost like that's actually kind of saying a lot to you. Like, hey, I'm respecting you as a German. I'm respecting you from Germany. I'm not calling you a bad name. And I'm not sure what else they call German. So do they have a name like the Redskins, or what's a name for
sauerkraut? You're a kraut. I've heard that expression before.
Even if that wouldn't bother me, that'd be funny. I bet you they would laugh too. But
well, yeah, and then I'll play into the Irish side of me. You know, I'm a potato head too. You know, so kraut potatoes. Right. And then I am Indian. So there you go, and that makes up for my shortness. So there you go.
Got you.
So I am vertically challenged because of the Indian heritage.
Okay. I don't see the long Indian hair though. Where is that?
Well, you know, if you'd seen me in the '80s, you would have saw it.
I saw some old photos. I think there's a skiing photo or something of you.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. So, Kenny, we I think we need to transition though, because we are running long tonight.
Oh, as always, right? We always do this.
Yep.
But let me just say this real quick, though. I just want to put this out there.
Go ahead, put it out.
Can I just make a quick mention before we
Do
jump
what
into
you gotta do.
Okay. I just want everybody to know who's watching. Again, please comment and let me know what you think as well. But am I being facetious when I'm about to talk about this? Yes, I am. But President Biden, as you all know recently, announces the recipients of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I'm not sure if anyone knows what that is. You probably do. It is literally the highest form of honor.
I'm not commenting on it. I just want to hear the list.
Here's the list. I'll say it kind of quick here, so that way we don't stay on it forever.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. So who this person is, I actually don't know, so I can't tell you. So Jose Andres. So Jose Andres is a renowned Spanish American culinary inventor who popularized.
Is he a citizen?
Tapas in the United States. What did you say?
Is he a citizen?
Probably not. He just popularized tapas in the United States. His World Central Kitchen provides large-scale relief. Okay, great. Well, affected natural disasters and conflict around the world. So I guess he's a good help. Okay, Bono.
Bono? You
I don't have
too?
a problem with that.
Why? Because he made good music. He deserves a Medal of Freedom.
Yeah, why not? I mean, what the heck?
You
I mean,
would say that. Go ahead.
I don't. I don't understand. That's what I mean. None of this makes any sense. Not that I don't like his music, but why in the world? Ashton Baldwin Carter.
Who the heck is that?
Ash Carter served as the 25th Secretary of Defense and devoted his career to making the nation safer for all. Let's see here. Throughout his career, he served under 11 Secretaries of Defense in both Democratic and Republican administrations. I don't know enough about it for Biden to give it to him, and him as a Secretary of Defense. I don't trust that at all. All right, here's your favorite. So, Mike, I know that you absolutely agree with this one. Hillary Rodham Clinton. As Rodham, I'm joking. Rodham Clinton. Secretary
Rodham Clinton?
Rotten Clinton.
Oh, I said Rodham.
So listen to this description, though. She made history many times. In a very good way, right? Many times she's made history over decades in public service. Not self-service. Public service.
You know what this medal really was for her? It was the runner-up medal for losing presidential elections.
Here's
They
your
felt
medal
sorry
for
her.
being the biggest loser in the freaking world, and including the first lady elected in the United States Senate after serving as Secretary of State, which was a disaster. I'm putting that in there, inserting that. She became the first woman nominated.
Say this word after me, Kenny. Benghazi.
Yes. Right, exactly. What is the famous line?
What does it matter anyway?
What
What does it matter now?
What a moron.
Good.
Michael J. Fox.
I could. You know what? He deserved it. Okay. For what?
World-renowned advocate for Parkinson's disease. Now, look,
That's fine.
He's
That's
actually very inspirational.
That's fine. I have no problem with that. Don't you dare bash Michael J. Fox.
Okay. Tim Gill.
Who the heck is that?
Oh, back to Michael J. Fox. Favorite movie by him besides Back to the Future.
Teen Wolf, baby.
Oh my gosh! You just took I was going to say that. That was my favorite movie of all time. And anybody's watching, if you have not seen Teen Wolf,
Don't go back and watch it now because you'll be really upset with the CGI in it.
you will. But you can watch it.
But
It's
remember it for
great.
nostalgia, because you know what's another one of those
Yes.
movies that ruined it for me, not to be off track, is The Never Ending Story. Man, did I love it as a kid. I watch it now going, how the heck did I ever sit through this?
I still love. I don't like the second one. Is horrible. The second one's the worst. Jonathan Brandis did a
Hey,
horrible.
I
job.
am not the type of person that says let's get on the bandwagon of remaking movies, but with today's technology, I would be all for seeing what Never Ending Story would be done with today's modern day technology.
Every time I've ever said
And
something
CGI.
like you just said, next day or week or month, all of a sudden I see a preview of a movie coming out of what we just. I'm telling you right now, there will be. But I still love the Never-Ending Story. My kids think it's creepy. I love it.
Atreyu!
Yeah. Artich! Oh,
Good.
yeah, exactly. Oh man. All right. So, Tim Gill, you're gonna love this one. Tim Gill is a visionary entrepreneur. I love entrepreneurs, don't you? Specifically in this
Well,
line
if
of
they're
work,
giving
right?
me
Whose
money.
work has advanced LGBTQI rights and equality. After transforming the publishing industry through groundbreaking software, he leveraged
Transforming?
his success. What's that?
Transforming himself?
Transforming? He did. No, I'm joking. I put that in there. Transforming the publishing.
Megatron rollout.
Yeah, you're right. He leveraged his success to secure key victories in the fight for marriage equality and anti-discrimination protections. Good for you, going against the Bible. Okay, let's go. Jane Goodall.
Why do I know that name?
Yeah, so I do too. Dr. Jane Goodall is a world-renowned pathologist and
Kenny, how long is this list?
It's almost done.
Okay.
Whose research transformed our understanding of primates and human evolution. Okay, whatever. That I don't like it already. Fannie Lou Hamer.
Her name deserves a medal.
Mississippi Democratic Party. Okay, that we're done with that. Irvin Magic Johnson.
Hey, I like Magic Johnson.
Yeah, he's a philanthropist. Not of what? I don't know. Undeserved communities throughout Magic Johnson Foundation. Okay, great. Robert Francis Kennedy. Robert Kennedy is remembered as an attorney general who fiercely combated racial segregation, etc. Ralph Lauren. Let's see
Ralph
here.
Lauren?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
He influenced culture, Mike. Lionel
Yeah,
Messi.
so did Tommy Hilfiger. Is he next?
I think he's on this list. Oh, okay. There's going to be one that's going to really tick you off. It ticks me off. This guy should be literally. We talked about hanging last time. When I get to this guy, not next. He's coming up though. William Sanford Nye. That's one. George Romney, David Rubenstein. Again, I don't remember. I don't
know any of these.
Yeah, I'm gonna bypass one. George Stevens Jr., Denzel Washington, Anna Wintour, and here you go. I can't. This makes me want to vomit. George Soros.
Yes, I heard that one. He single-handedly ruined countries.
He's
How
been
does
the
he get it?
biggest disgusting financial influence in the wrong direction for everything.
Look, I'm not going to go down this road because we can have an entire show on
Wizard
the
of
effects
Oz.
of George Soros.
He is the what's the guy in the Wizard of Oz that was the main dude that was killing
What, the guy behind the
Wizard.
curtain? The wizard?
the wizard. Yeah, that's him.
All right.
Anyway, I'm done.
You're done?
Trump is in the White House. That means Ken and Mike are out of the outhouse and back in the studio for the Ken and Mike Show. So if you want real, honest talk with a dose of entertainment, no need to look any further. Ken and Mike have you covered. Ken and Mike are returning with an all-new show, but with the same potent and highly absorbable nutritional ingredients: truth, sarcasm, wit, and humor. New episode drops every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time starting November 21st on all major platforms. So tune in and join the conversation with Ken and Mike on The Ken and Mike Show. The Ken and Mike Show is not FDA approved and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your doctor and or therapist before listening, as it may cause major side effects triggered by truth.
All right. So, do we want to do trivia or do you want Kenny Reacts?
What do you think is going to be funny? Because I know we've gone long, so we'll probably do either one of those.
Let's do well, no, we're going to do the trivia, but let's do Kenny Reacts first.
Okay.
Let's do that one first. And we're going to get this started.
Keyboard is
There you
fixed.
go. Here's Kenny Reacts. Here are your photos today.
Oh, okay. Let me get that off here. Slow children at play, hunting shotgun. Slow children at play, hunting with shotgun only. That is absolutely what? Why is that in the same spot?
Isn't that awesome?
That's great.
Oh, we're going to get progressively better as we go on here. Could they find a better place to put the blow up on this
know.
balloon?
I already can see it. Oh my gosh! What the butt?
Come on, people. Come on. I would,
Any other place? Put it on the back or something,
I would buy that just on principle.
and everybody would know exactly what was wrong with it too.
Yes.
Love it.
Oops, hold on. I don't know how we went past it, but let's go back. Hold on. What happened to my videos today? Oh, here we go.
RSVP, kindly respond July 1st, 2017. Please indicate each guest entry selection.
Will attend, will not attend. Do a chicken beef for kids.
That's great. Oh, gosh.
Apparently, this was at Jeffrey Dahmer's wedding.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully they're tasty.
Jessica's family. Here we go. Here's another good one for you. Can you find the problem here, Kenny?
Give me a second. I'm slow sometimes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
How many times would you cancel a transaction before you hit enter?
What the heck?
Oh, that's great.
Unreal.
I know that would frustrate the heck out of me if I was standing in an ATM. Number 6. This is supposed to say let it snow.
How many flashers did they get on that?
But if you read it from the side, it does say let it snow. But whoever did that,
going on the side?
like I said,
No
with
way.
all designs, Kenny, last week, I said this. With all designs, you got to run them past your 12-year-old child first. If he chuckles, don't do it.
Don't do it. That's amazing. Oh.
Now this is this is a multi-screen projection of a presentation on JFK.
Somebody took a screenshot of it.
Somebody probably should have laid that out better.
Oh my gosh.
All right, number 8.
Microwave is for food only. Please do not. What's that say?
Do not heat urine.
What? Are you serious?
I just want to know the story behind it.
Do not heat urine.
I just want to know the story. That's what that prompted us making that sign.
What the heck? Wait, no. Is this at a doctor's office? What's those fingerprints and the dust on there? You see the
I don't
dust?
know. It says fresh condiments above it, so I'm imagining that's at like your local 7-Eleven.
But I want to know what's going on with the fingerprints there. What was somebody doing?
I have no idea. Just don't heat your urine.
Don't heat your urine. What are they taking samples?
Oh my gosh. You gotta warm it up before you drink it. I don't know. 60 minutes for a body massage.
For a head spa?
I want to know. I
2-minute
want to
procedure.
know what the head spa is.
Isn't that a 2-minute procedure?
I'm sorry. I had to. I apologize to
Sorry
the
for my
audience.
comment. Young person's listening. All right.
I mean, it'll probably only cost you $15.
$15. They can take 60
But I got a question. Does that include the tip?
Which tip? All right.
All right, moving on. And we'll leave it there.
Is that a statement? A command?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So these are all
the heck?
signs that are out there in the wild. So I just want to know the stories behind them.
Is this all in America?
Yes.
Smartest nation in the world?
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense.
And that was this week's Kenny Reacts.
Mike, I got to tell you, man, I got to leave it to you. You really do come up. I don't know how you get these things, but I'll tell you what. Keep them coming because I love it.
Oh. So,
Oh my gosh.
but remember to always use the bone tunnel.
For
I don't know what the bone
Getting
tunnel
through.
is. Can somebody please explain that to me? All right. We are a family-friendly show.
you sure are.
Yeah.
For 16 and up. Okay. So, here's a question for you. And
Yes.
before we get into trivia. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
This is my question I was going to follow up with you tonight. So, not going to go harp on the presidential medals, but I will say this: if you, Mike Hansen, were going to give 3 medals to 3 people in this world today, who would your choices be?
Oh my gosh, put me on the spot, and we really need some time to think about it. But for people today, famous or personal?
Let's do people. Let's do people that are well known,
Well-known people,
and this could change. So just on the spot now.
living or dead?
Oh. Can you just put a medal on somebody's grave?
Still, post mortem here.
Let's do now because I think it's
Now, influential now. I would give, to be honest with you, just for, and I'm not saying this is a stamp of approval. I'm just saying that probably deserves a medal for his contribution to society, technology, things like that. Probably Elon Musk.
okay. And that answers Kayla's question because we thought about what do we think about Elon Musk. There you go. That's what Mike thinks.
Yeah. I'm not sure I agree with all his politics, but in terms of his
We'll see what his robots do when they come to life. Too.
yeah,
Okay.
when they become self-aware, I might want to take it away. Secondly, I would think for, I'm trying to think of a global world leader. That's really tough because you want 3. I mean, I don't know. In terms of, that's rough because right now it's sad where we've come. I can tell you people in the past that have made a big impact that have been influential on culture, society, and myself. But right now, living, I really don't see anybody that is deserving of any type of high honor. I don't see any. There aren't any living Billy Grahams of the world right now.
No, there's not.
There aren't any living Ronald Reagans or Churchills.
Nope.
Oh no, Jesus Christ is alive. He deserves a medal.
He would get the medal.
He would get the top tier. And thirdly, that's tough. I don't know who you thinking. I can't think of anything else.
Gosh, I was putting you on the spot.
It's really rough. I mean, Elon gets a mention. Christ gets a mention. I don't. Right now, there's actually, and I think that's a sad state of affairs in our society right now, where we can't name anybody right now living. You could always point to back then because it was only a few years ago. You had your people like your Billy Grahams, who were very influential, both spiritually and even in political life, to being basically the pastor to the presidents. People, I don't know. To be honest with you, you've really put me on the spot, and I don't think there's anybody that. See, I think it's really tough to get. It's hard in my world to put people up on pedestals.
It is, and it's hard to do what you're trying to do right now in this time frame, to off the spot. You really,
Right.
It is something you have to think about and consider. And for those who are listening, please, in the comment section now or whenever you listen to this, who are your 3 top that if you could think of a presidential Medal of Honor, who would you give it to? As it's interesting because you, like you said, not great putting everybody on a pedestal. I don't think anybody really deserves to be on a pedestal.
I mean, I don't, and I may not know names, but I would really think, anybody that made, philanthropical or even scientific advancements in the medical fields that weren't self-serving.
Right.
Yeah, I think I would need to know names and see some data to be able to really consider that. I think maybe we should honor the man who went on the train and defended defended those people. Instead of him being vilified, that Penny character there being vilified for what he did. I think we should start honoring the people who stand up for righteousness and for defending people. Things of that nature. But right now, I can't think of anybody living right now that stands out, that influences Michael Hansen right now, that I could point to and say, yes, him. And no, not even Donald Trump. I really can't think of any. But, I mean, I can think of people that really had an impact in the past and on the world that I would give it to if they were living, like your Reagans, like your Churchills, like your Billy Grahams, and people that really, stood up for what was right.
Right in the mid, yeah, exactly. And there are a lot of people in behind the scenes that are doing a lot too. But we'd have to kind of scrounge through and consider them. But
Yes, Kayla, I agree with mothers, but we're all going to say our mom. My mom deserves a Presidential Medal of Honor.
right, absolutely. Jesus, my mother, and my father. Okay, hey, heck yeah. So a couple things, by the way, we can jump out of that for a moment. Just wanted to see your thoughts there, because it's just an interesting concept. Because again, I look at that and I'm like, out of all the people in the whole entire world, that's their list, and especially George Soros, who's been such a detriment to our society. But anyway, I want to kind of give a shout out real quick. Mention again, if you have not liked, subscribed to the Ken and Mike Show, please do so. We really do appreciate you, and come along for the ride. We have a lot of fun, and we want you to be part of that. We want to hear your thoughts.
Here we go. I think it would take away from the prestigious value of it if we did this. But I believe every veteran that has come back from the theater, from the battlefield, and has returned back to an ungrateful nation, and that has seen and sacrificed things, seen number one, done number two, and then sacrifice they've done for us and their families, and then still have to try and live a normal life with some of the burdens that they have to do in their lives. I believe all those men and women deserve the Presidential Medal of Honor.
That's a great point, because it is a high honor, and they literally protected us, and now they're also fighting for their lives in ways that we don't really see.
Right.
I agree with you 100%. Good point. Really good point. But again, please like, follow, subscribe, Ken and Mike Show. Please send this to your friends. Again, I said this last time. People who people who you like and don't like. Please just send it to them, and come be part of the conversation. Put your comments in, share, and please become part of our community. We love that you're here. And I want to also kind of put a shout out to the BMGnetwork.com. You go there. Ted Flint, who is the host of the Pac-Man Show podcast, puts out a column essentially weekly. He has been, and his columns are top notch. He just put a couple out. I'm not sure, Mike, if you got to take a look at some of them. The latest ones are Terrorists in Our Midst, and that talks about the latest terror attacks that have occurred in our country. His perspective on that, of course, is called the PAC perspective. And then, of course, from Plains, Georgia to the presidency, he talks about Jimmy Carter. There's a lot there. And also, of course, he is in New York, so he talks a lot about New York as well. So go take a look and read at your, daily perusal, essentially. So there's that. So anyway, Mike.
Kenny.
What do we got?
We're going to do trivia again.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you choose at random. Okay?
Okay.
We're going to do 3 rounds tonight. Okay?
Okay.
I am
Ready to lose.
I'm prepared, and we could continue this next week if you want. So we can use the same sheet here, because there are 11 different categories. Okay? But I'm going to let you choose numbers 1 through 11. Just at random, pick them out top of your head there. Give me 1 through 11. Take a pick, and we'll see where we're.
I'm going to say 7.
You want 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let me pull up the answer sheet for 7 so I know what I'm talking about when I see if you get things right or wrong. And we're going to start with you tonight, and then we'll go to the 2 people that are watching at home. All right, number 7. All right. Are we ready, Kenny?
I'm born ready.
All right, real or fictional name a famous man with long hair.
famous man with long hair.
Yes.
Currently, or like they had long hair at the time?
Name any famous person with long hair, alive, dead, currently, present, past. People at home, do not answer. You have to wait for Kenny to get 3 strikes, and then the points will go to you.
I picked this one. All right. Slash.
No.
I'm done already. Famous people with long hair. Who's that weird dude?
Oh,
that
come
just-
on. Don't think. Don't
barely-
think. I want you to not think too hard.
Oh, okay.
I don't want you to think real hard. Just think surface level, and you'll get these answers. Because when you start seeing them, you go, oh, duh. So, famous people with long hair.
Famous people with long hair.
Here, I'll even give you a clue. Leave women off the list.
Okay.
Okay?
No. Okay.
And I'll tell you, you know every single one of these. And they're well-known people.
Do they have long hair right now?
Yes. Fictional and real.
Oh, fictional and real.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, dude, my brain is dead. Okay, hold on, let me think here. Fictional.
If you don't get number 1, you're excommunicated.
I guess I am overthinking this because I'm like, what in the world? The famous people with long hair. There's so many people with long hair. Who the heck do you pick? Okay. Are they musicians?
One of them is.
Can they be dead?
None of them are.
They're all alive? Oh my gosh.
Fictional and real.
And when you say fictional, is it like book or is it movie?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. Is anybody putting anything in the chat? I'm not.
No, they're
looking.
not allowed to yet.
Oh God.
You got to get 3 X's.
What the heck?
You've got 1.
I got 1X.
Yep.
Okay. How about Thor?
How about Thor?
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. How about how about Captain Jack Sparrow?
How about Captain Jack Sparrow?
Did I get that?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
he's on the last of the list, though. All right. I can go back in time.
You're doing
Yeah,
good now. You're doing good. All right.
All right, I'm thinking. What? So interestingly enough, I'm going to pick this one only because it used to when I was a kid, even though it was probably not appropriate for a kid. One of my favorite characters was Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wow.
Man, should I take a chance on this? He-Man? Oh, this is. You know what? Screw your games. I'm.
All right, we're going to turn this over to the people at home.
Come on.
People at home, to get the points from Kenny, a whole 45 points going on here. To win this round, name a person, real or fictional, that is famous with long hair. A famous man with long hair. Give me one. We'll give them some time. We gave you some time.
I was gonna
Anybody?
say Brad Pitt.
Anybody? All right, we're going to count down from 10, 9, 8. Kenny, you're going to get these points by default. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, well, Kenny, you're going to get the points.
Is Brad Pitt one of them?
Is Brad Pitt one? No, Brad Pitt is not
Kill
one
these?
of them. Nope, but are you ready? Starting with answer number 7.
Oh my gosh.
Tarzan. Nope. Russell Brand.
I was thinking him, but I wasn't like.
Bob Marley. Howard Stern. These are people that were surveyed. Top 100. Jason Momoa.
I almost said Aquaman.
And Kayla says Brett Michaels. Well, guess what? Kenny, you won because the audience at home would have gotten an X for that. And number one answer, which I am surprised Kenny nor anybody in the audience had said, Jesus. So, but
These
good.
are the people surveyed: Bob Marley, Russell Brand. I mean, I know they're famous.
But good
there's so
news,
many famous
Kenny,
people.
you are team 1. You have won a round. Give yourself a round of applause.
But yeah, Jason Momoa would be on there, but then looking back, like Brad Pitt had long hair for a long time. Let's see here. Tom Cruise had long hair for a while. Chris Hemsworth.
Kayla said Aladdin too. Man, you got 2 X's. Dog the Bounty Hunter, another X. All right, we're moving on. Kenny, pick a round 1 through 7. Or 1 through 11, and I'm crossing off 7 because we can go back to this list next week.
3.
Round 3. All right, let me go through my list here. Round 3. Name something you do not want to do on Sunday. Here we go. Audience at home, do not say anything. Kenny?
Something you would not want to do on a Sunday.
Something you do not want to do on Sunday. Come on, what don't you want to do on Sunday? Nobody wants to do it.
Something I would not want to do on a Sunday. Sin. Is that one? What? Oh, really? Okay.
Come on. I agree with every single one of these answers on the list.
Okay.
I would have definitely, since I know the list, I'm at an advantage here. But if I were to think rationally in my head, I probably would come up with at least 3 of these answers.
On a Sunday.
Yep. And I would argue that answer 1, 2, 3. I would argue that answer 3 is the same as answer 4.
Procrastinate?
No,
Oh, screw that.
I'm not giving you that as an answer. Name something you do not want to do on Sunday.
Something I don't want to do on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And yes, you can say what you're thinking. You can be real.
So it would be honestly drink too much.
No, you don't want to drink. No,
Too much alcohol.
No, that's
Oh,
not.
really? That's what you wouldn't want to. You got work the next day. Okay. I was just trying to put it out there as being a little worldly, but really? What the heck would you want to do on a Sunday? Sunday,
all right,
go live your life.
What
Overeat? I don't know.
I'm going to say overeat. Is that your
I'm not
answer?
gonna put that. I don't want that
Okay.
one.
I'm going to give you one clue. Something
Okay.
you're not supposed to do on Sunday anyway.
Miss church.
Uh,
What do you do on Sunday? Oh, it's the Sabbath.
yes.
Rest.
You
Not
don't.
rest.
You don't want to rest.
No, you do want to rest. I don't. This is so confusing to me. What
What don't you want to do on a Sunday?
what don't I want to do on a Sunday?
Kenny got 2 strikes, no answers.
I'm just completely horrible at this. What don't I want to do on a Sunday?
Wow.
Yeah, I do. I really have no idea. Let me just get my final X here.
What don't you want to do on Sunday?
What don't I want to do on a Sunday?
Be real. What wouldn't you want to do on a Sunday?
Work. Wow. Okay. I got one. That's number 2. Work. Work.
See, I would argue 3, 4, and 5 are all similar.
They're all similar.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me more of a hint?
No, I've given you enough.
Start a project. Let's see. Something you wouldn't do on a Sunday. Okay, obviously work.
Not what you wouldn't do, what you do not want to do.
Oh. Well, I don't want to work. I don't want to. I don't want to be bothered. Bro, I'm gonna just let you give me an X. I really, my brain is completely dead. No.
All right, we're gonna go to a time delay. Kayla said she got her answers in last time before the countdown. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch it over to those at home. Give me one answer. Kenny has one of the answers, and we'll go on a 10-second delay. They are now getting it at home. So give us the answer. Give us one answer of something you do not want to do on a Sunday. I'm watching it in the chat. I can see my comments now coming up on the screen. So we will wait another 15 seconds. Name something you do not want to do on a Sunday. Kenny got one answer. He struck out. Has 3 X's. You can get the points at home if you can come up with one. And she says chores. Are chores on the list? Ladies and gentlemen, chores are on the list. So she gets, team 2 will get those answers. Okay, Kenny, you're winning 162-37. Let's say, can you give us another one? She says stay up late, and that we're going to give them an X for. Kenny, the answers go to you. And anything. I don't want to do anything.
Okay.
Cook. You don't want to cook. Don't want to go to church on Sunday.
Oh, I see why you're saying be real. It's true. You wake up, you're like, all right.
Don't want to do errands. Now, I would say work, errands, and chores are all in the same vein.
Agreed.
And the number one answer is wake up early.
Yeah, see, I'm overthinking all this, man.
You are overthinking. So we're going to let you have, right now, Kenny, you are in the lead. So you can be thankful to yourself right now. You're playing one person at home. So it's you versus them. And we're going to go for one more round. You need to choose. We can continue this for the next couple of weeks until this list is gone. So pick one. 5. You're going to 5. And 5 would be, name something you wouldn't want to have happen. Oh, gosh. Wow, giving a speech. Name something you wouldn't want to happen while giving a speech. Don't overthink. Shoot from the hip. Be real.
Pass gas. Burp.
Hold on, pass gas.
Okay.
Burp.
Break wind. Burp. Let's see here. Diarrhea.
Well, that means your fart has lumps, Kenny.
Oh, okay. During a speech. Something with a booger, like a booger falls out of your nose or something.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing, but no.
You're quick to give me those X's. I'll tell you what.
You said it.
All right. Let's see.
What don't you want to happen?
If I'm giving a speech, have something in your teeth.
Something in your teeth. Is that your final answer?
You're making me think now. Forget your speech.
Ooh, that's a good one. That is not on there, but it should be, Kenny.
Thank you.
That's a good one. But you're still getting the next.
Right? I mean, come on now.
That is a good one. That's good. But what is all right? Good, all right, I'm staying in that vein. I'm going to give you a little help because of that. I thought that was a good one.
Okay.
If you forget your speech, what are you more inclined to do?
Stutter.
That was a little gift.
Okay, thank you. Burp, break, wind, stutter. So not forget. Break, wind, burp, stutter. Pass out. Okay, I'm not gonna.
I'm waiting for you. I mean, when you say your final answer, I'll respond.
All right. Fall.
Is that your final answer?
I'll just go with it. Fall or pass out. Oh. Screw that.
All right, so we're going to At Home for the win. They have a whole 259 points on there. Kenny, you got the most easy ones. The other ones are hard, so you are at an advantage, in my opinion. These last three, four, sorry. These last four are pretty hard. So, people at home, we are on a time delay, and we will wait for a little while for your answer. But name something you wouldn't want to have happen while giving a speech. You have one answer. We'll decide whether or not they get the points, or Kenny goes home tonight, or stays home tonight, rather, with the win. It'll be his first Ken and Mike Show win if this stands up. Do the points remain? Person at home, no cheating. Do not shame Kenny. Give your honest decision, your honest answer without Googling. Name something you wouldn't want to have happen while giving a speech. Counting down now. 10.
Pee
Your pants or start crying. Kenny,
Yes?
you, for the first time tonight on the Ken and Mike Show, have won the Let's Stump Kenny Trivia Challenge.
I feel so blessed. I think I deserve the presidential medal.
Medal of Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the top 100 people that were surveyed on tonight's Giving Credit to Survey Says website, these questions were provided by them on tonight's game show. But answer number 7 of something you would not want to have happen while giving a speech, you don't want to start coughing.
Okay.
Number
Easy.
3, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get heckled.
Okay. Food.
Next, what's in the same line of getting heckled?
Being booed.
You don't want to get laughed at.
Okay.
And the number one answer, and we know that Kenny will have his Janet Jackson moment, He does not want to have his wardrobe malfunction. Because God forbid everybody at the Ken and Mike show sees your nipple.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well,
So that was this week's Let's Stump Kenny trivia. And Kenny goes home a winner tonight.
is there like a pool, like a prize pool, like money?
Well, you know, when we start getting subscribers, Kenny, and people start subscribing to the Ken and Mike show
Take it
for
from
our
me.
weekly antics, we will give you a 10% increase of your raise. And 10% of zero is, everybody at home? Zero. But you can go home
Hey,
happy knowing that you got a
tell your
raise.
friends and tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and we get this going. You get a pool of money, and you all can win.
So that was tonight's Stump Kenny trivia challenge.
I'll start trying.
That was awesome. If we were playing Test Driver on PlayStation, Kenny, you know I would have had that win.
Yes, shut it. I don't even want to talk about that. I'll tell you what. Don't even get me started on that. And Twisted Metal.
Well, anybody wants to challenge me on Madden, I'm game. Let's go.
I'll tell you which one though, because back in the day I used to play. I think it was on
All of them.
Nintendo 64 or something. What was it? Was Madden on that one at the time?
I do not know, but I just know.
I used to play the old school. I loved the college Madden.
Oh, the NCAA ones.
Those were great. I was a fan of Madden just because he was great. But it's just funny. I love the comments.
All right, Kenny.
Because he's got
There.
that glove.
Obviously. What time is it? All right, we got a couple minutes here to make it a full show here. I'm gonna put you on the spot. We're gonna start a conversation that you and I had not too long ago. I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Okay.
All right. Now I want you to list your top 10 80s and 90s bands.
Oh my gosh, bro! You're gonna do this right now?
Right now. Off the top of your
10?
head.
Okay. 80s and 90s.
Yep, your top.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this can change, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. Okay, so I'm gonna say, so who I was a fan.
Give me your top 5. Give me your top 5. We'll do that because we can be here all night with top 10. We'll give you top 5.
10 gives me like an advantage. Okay, so I'm gonna say Nirvana. I'm gonna say
Nirvana's top. You don't.
Well,
they don't.
one of them, I
Even,
would say
they don't
the
even
top.
make my list.
they're all mixed. I don't really have a top one. I would just say like Soundgarden,
Okay, respect.
Radiohead,
What is it?
Radiohead,
Respect.
Alice in Chains,
Respect.
and this is just 90s.
80s
How
and
about
90s.
5 90s and 5 in the 80s.
Okay.
Okay, so I said Soundgarden, Radiohead, and who else I say?
You said Nirvana, but they don't even make my list. But you're on 4.
Okay, Nirvana, and I also put in there. Well, there's more. Those are rock bands. So that's the genre. I have other ones too, but I'll just whatever. We'll keep it there. So I'll also say, let's see here for. So I said Alice in Chains.
I'm developing your personality here by doing this.
I know you are. I know
Yep.
what you're doing.
Yep.
And see, it's a mix because I really liked Smashing Pumpkins, and I also really liked.
Oh, gosh.
I really liked.
Couldn't stand his voice.
Don't do. No, it's annoying. It's annoying. I get it. There's a couple of good stuff though, and I really liked Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay, you're getting above the 5. All right.
Okay,
All
I'll
right.
stop there, and then I'll go to
So
80s.
that was your 90s. So your 90s, you have Nirvana. You had Soundgarden.
Yep.
You had what?
Bush.
Dude, I'm writing them down here because I want to see if we compare here. Okay, this was 90s. You said who else did you say? Stone Temple Pilots. Okay. You said
I'd say Jeff Buckley, but nobody knows who he is. But
I do.
said Stone Pilots. I said
you said Radiohead.
Soundgarden, Radiohead.
And so that's 4. Nirvana, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, Radiohead. You
Alice
put
in Chains.
Alice in Chains. Okay. That is your 90s. All right, give me your 80s.
Aha.
Oh, gosh.
I like. I'm just Michael Jackson. Don't judge me. It was the '80s. I liked it then. It's Madonna.
Madonna. Oh my gosh, I am definitely.
I was young. I wasn't. Really
I am definitely doing a psychological makeup on you right now.
And I liked Bruce Springsteen. Born in the USA. Now he's a weirdo. But let's see. Is that 4?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're alone now. Okay.
Now you're Tiffany.
I just showed my daughter actually Tiffany a while ago.
Oh my gosh.
So funny. She's
I'm
like,
not
"That's
putting
the
that on
music."
your list because I will not talk to you again. You say Bengals, we're pitting power.
Oh no, I'm not going to say the Bengals. I will not say the Bengals.
Kenny's top 90 were Nirvana, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, Radiohead, Alice in Chains. Kenny's top 80s were Aha, Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Bruce Springsteen. And rounding out the top 5 is.
And these are ones again. There's other ones that I could have put in the mix. This is just off the top of my head right now. But one more for the '80s. Gosh. I'm actually gonna give me 1 second. I'm gonna phone a.
Phone a friend. I'm not Regis Philbin.
I'll tell you right now. No, I'm not really gonna phone a friend. No. Let's see here. Hold on a second. One moment.
Kenny, you're a music guy, man. Come on.
I know, but I really gotta narrow it down a little bit because my brain is dead. So hold on a second here. Let's see.
All right, those watching at home while Kenny tries to find out who his 5th top 80s is, give me your top
Okay, well, here's the
5
thing. So
90s.
You know what kind of gets to me though? Like some of the bands eventually fell into the 90s, or I discovered them in the 90s. So that's why it's kind of hard for me. Because, like, for example, Metallica's from the 80s. I love Metallica.
I want your top 5 80s bands and 90s bands. Come on. You gave me your top 5 90s bands. I want your 80s.
I'm gonna say Def Leppard. I'm gonna put that out there. But I have way more than that. But those are the ones I'm just going off the top. As a kid, I was a kid in the 80s.
Kenny, so now I'm analyzing this. Now, you and I have talked off the air.
Yes.
And I believe I was able to verify that and prove this in our conversation. The music that you relate to most and the music that you identify with most is the music that you listened to when you were 12 and 13 years old. And if you think back to what your favorite music is, that's what's going to be on your playlist. That era. And that pretty much, I bet you, will also identifies who you are. Now, if I'm looking at this, jokingly, you're weird. Non-jokingly, and seriously, I'm analyzing your character right now through what your choice of music. You're very artistic, and I really think you appreciate the sound of the music and the art that it went into making it over the performer themselves. That's what I get out of that.
Okay.
Because you have a very diverse group between the 80s and 90s. And Nirvana, as much as I couldn't stand them, changed a generation.
Yeah.
And changed the music landscape. I got to give them that credit. Couldn't stand them. Soundgarden, I get down with. Stone Temple Pilots, I can understand why you appreciate that. Radiohead, there were a few that I liked. And Alice in Chains, who could argue with that? Aha.
It was the popular song.
You walked a little pep in your step, didn't you?
No.
Did you wear any purple, Kenny?
I didn't. Oh, I had Bo Jackson.
Michael Jackson, who can't argue with the king of pop? Madonna, I can respect and appreciate her impact on music, but I could care less if she turned up in a gutter somewhere.
I like Paula Abdul too.
I like watching her on mute.
Yeah, her voice is not good.
No, Bruce Springsteen, I can appreciate it, and Def Leppard, that defined a generation as well. I mean that. I think Def Leppard has the ultimate Generation X anthem with "Pour Some Sugar on Me."
Yeah, that's that. Good point.
So, I'm gonna jump in on this.
Yeah, let's hear yours.
My top 5. See, I wasn't going 90s, 80s. I was just going top bands that of that time for me. Well, I think I more lived in a singular generation as far as that goes. As when Nirvana and them were coming out, I was my music repertoire, if you will, had already been identified. So I'm going with number one band. You know, my number one band of all time is Guns N' Roses.
Absolutely.
Guns N' Roses are my number one band of all time. In that vein, what you would find next on Mike Hanson's playlist in that age group is Motley Crue.
Oh wow. Okay, you like Motley Crue a lot?
I did like Motley Crue. What you would also find me listening to in that time was Iron Maiden.
Okay.
Followed up with, and I'm looking back because I remember sitting in my room and I have my top list there, is after Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Iron Maiden, you would probably catch me listening to the Randy Rhoads tribute album by Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay, Ozzy. And who was their fourth one again? You had Guns, Motley,
Motley Crue, Iron Maiden, Ozzy Osbourne, and rounding it up just because I liked listening to it, and it's going to say a lot about me, which is I'm almost ashamed to admit, but rounding that top 5 up would be Skid Row.
Yeah, you were definitely a 80s rock guy.
Yes, I was.
Yep.
Now, I mean, I can't even get into the pop and stuff because I can appreciate Michael Jackson's contributions. And you know what? And you'll laugh at me, but if we're going to get into the pop vein, I really liked your Lionel Richie's, your Richard Marx, your Genesis, and In Excess.
I like Richard Marx a lot. He's still incredible today.
Yes.
But Lionel Richie, I gotta be honest with you. I love Dancing on the Ceiling. Do you remember that music
Yes,
video?
I do.
As a kid, I remember so I was gonna say some of those things, but I don't love him though. I liked him. I love Dancing on the Ceiling. I'm like, oh, this is the coolest video. He's like on the ceiling.
Kenny Rogers.
Okay, all right, yes.
Right. So, but now that we've talked about that,
Yes.
and we've got our tastes out there, I want from Kenny, you got 3. 3. Give me and you don't even have to like the bands, but appreciate them for who they were. Give me your top 3 vocalists.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Top 3 vocalists. I'm gonna say right off the cuff. I'll say Jeff Buckley.
Okay, good.
And let's see. Of all time.
Yes, true vocalist that you really, they had it.
What about and females too?
Top 3 vocalists, period. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay, that's so hard. I have so many. Oh, I love them all. All right, I'm gonna say a few probably out loud, then I'll just say who actually ends up in the top because I loved Whitney Houston, I loved Mariah Carey, I loved actually what was her name? Betty. Was it Betty? What the heck was her name? Incredible! Oh my gosh, Betty. She could sing like this. She did a whistle like Mariah, but she even higher. Let's see here. So I would say Jeff Buckley was one of my favorites. I really love Chris Cornell. I'll just do male for now, just to be on the safe side. I'm gonna say Jeff Buckley, Chris Cornell, And one more. Man. Honestly, I just like I like the differences here. Again, I have way more than this. I'm just trying to think of top 3. I'll also say Lane Staley.
Wow.
Super unique voices. They're
Those, yeah, those are very unique voices. Speaking of unique voices, Kayla said Rush. That was a unique voice. I really wasn't a huge Rush fan, but the voice was
very unique voice.
All right, mine.
Yes.
Top 3.
Okay, top 3. I think I know one of them.
Top 3 vocalist, Steve Perry.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. There's a couple of clips that I've listened to of him where it's just some notes were like incredible. Smooth.
Jeff Tate,
Jeff Tate.
Queensryche.
What was the next one?
Jeff Tate was from Queensryche.
Okay.
Pure vocalist for range and talent. Just in raw, and I've always said this, and I'll always give him credit, is Sebastian Bach.
You mentioned that. You and I were talking about that. Him and
Yes.
Axl Rose when they went on stage together. And I actually said you could tell he has an incredible range.
Well, Sebastian Bach
albums
has an amazing range when he was young, and he was well trained. And we talked about things like Axl Rose. I don't think Axl Rose was a great vocalist, but Axl Rose defined a genre and defined an era. And if I were to name the top vocalist from the '80s, it would go to Axl Rose simply because of his impact on music, not because he was so talented. Just because of his overall, this was Axl Rose. Everybody's gonna say, yeah, that's a front man of all front men.
Agreed. I think he was talented, though, man. I do.
Yeah, he was very talented.
Some people don't like his voice. I do. I know it's a little bit kind of got that interesting raspy sound, but he's got that same thing. He's the one that always constantly, when he sings something, he's like, no more, whoa. And he's like, whoa. And that's, hey.
And Kayla says Janis Joplin. She's a good vocalist.
Yeah, she was good.
She had a defining rasp.
Yeah, she sure did.
That people liked. But I mean, people with full range. Now, Freddie Mercury, as much as I appreciate his contribution to the music, he annoys me.
I'm not into Freddie Mercury, man. I'm sorry, I'm not.
And I respect it.
I think he's okay.
He had a 5-octave change, but yeah.
What's that much, man?
But but in that same vein, I loved Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
People, pure vocalists, Luther Vandross, and even back to commenting before. I think you can add like your Kenny Rogers in there. I mean, listen to "Lady" with him and Dolly Parton, or him and "Islands in the Stream" with the Dolly Parton. Oh, beautiful.
No, agreed. I like Dolly Parton, and she doesn't have the greatest voice. It can kind of get annoying in some songs, but I just love her.
I know you do.
Not like that, okay? I can cross the Dolly Parton bridge all the time, all right? It's funny. Unless you're from upstate New York, nobody's even know what we're talking about.
Kayla says Steven Tyler. I don't think Steven Tyler, for who he was in Aerosmith, great. But I don't think he was, in my opinion, I don't think he was an amazing vocalist. Although his range in Dream On was pretty good.
It was.
But I'm a real critic. If you've known me for a long time, I'm a real critic of voice.
So am I. Yeah, big time.
And in my opinion, I used to be a singer. I probably couldn't carry a tune in a bag right now. But I really appreciate, and when I hear people sing, I listen to the detail. Mm-hmm. I listen to the breath. I listen to the change, and I listen to the pitch. People who really know their craft.
Yes.
Steven Tyler, great for the band, great sound for the band. I think if you were to drop the music out, you might hold your ears.
See, that's it right there. That's why you and I are very similar in this case, because when we listen to music, like some people just like the beat, Maybe they like the lyrics. For me, I'm like, I'm sorry, I really need I need to really hear what the front man is really doing, and I don't want him just up there just on auto tune.
Right.
I like the old school stuff because when they sang, they literally sang.
Yeah, and even the people that sometimes I can even appreciate it when you know they're struggling,
Yeah.
but the authenticity of it.
Yep. Exactly.
And I won't cringe when they can't hit that note, because you can't hit it every time.
You sure can't.
You can't. I mean, you got to be on your game sometimes, and you can't expect lyricists to do or vocalists to do that night in and night out.
Right. There's just no way. That's why I'm so impressed by folks. Like you could even hear it. Like so, I'll use Chris Cornell. Like again, I could go through a litany of all the people that I really do love. There's a lot of other vocalists out there that I really really admire and love, and I could listen to all the time. But Chris Cornell, for example, I like a lot of his solo acoustic stuff later on in life because he could still hit the notes because he was almost like getting more rest. Mm-hmm. Where when he went from Soundgarden and then he went to Audio Slave, he did very well and the vocals were great. But when they would go on tour, you could tell he was tired. Mm-hmm. I felt like his voice was constantly gone when he was with Audio Slave, and then he came back to Soundgarden, and all of a sudden he was still hitting. Like there's a song by Soundgarden from their really older albums, one called Beyond the Wheel, and his note is insane in that song, and he did that on the Letterman show in the 2000 and gosh, when was that? 2012 or something like that, and it was incredible. Like you could tell he had enough rest, but when they're on tour all the time, like you mentioned. They just had a tendency to lose it a little bit.
Yeah.
But you can still appreciate it, though. They're still out there doing it.
You know, when I look also at the overall contribution, I think there's when you judge somebody, so to speak, in a band or a musician, there's categories you could put it in because you know who is also very amazing, but maybe didn't have that really fine-tuned professional voice. But if you listen to work of art, Meatloaf.
True. Yeah. No, he did. I mean, I look at what was it? What the heck was it? That song with they always did duo stuff, but maybe Let Me Sleep on It.
Yeah, Paradise
and,
by Dashboard Light.
Yes, that's right. That was a great song.
Yeah, and you know it's funny because there was more. I don't know if you know much of the story behind the creation of the Bat Out of Hell album.
I don't.
But that a lot of that recording was done theatrically, acted out in the producer's office.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, so that heavy breathing and all that stuff, it's literally them acting the scene out of him on top of her singing like that. They were very theatrical. So if you can hear in the voices, some of the hard to hit that because of the positions they were in. Any musician, in my opinion, this isn't all for all singers, but in my experience with singing, I can't sing while sitting down.
Right. Some of these people are hitting notes that are insane.
Yeah, to be and have full control of your diaphragm to produce some of these notes. But Meatloaf was one of them. I don't think Axl Rose, like you said, was so much a great singer. But if you combine it with the body of work and the lyricist that he was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. But anyway, like I said, we're going to talk about that one night of the show, and we just did.
Yeah, right. Hey, and we can even dive deeper into this sometime too. But I agree with you. Speaking of just great people right now, so females, girls, Rachel Lampa is one of my favorite. Christian artist. She's incredible. When she was younger, she can still sing really. She's doing stuff now still.
Whitney Houston, I think you hit. She was one of my favorites, and I don't think she gets the respect and appreciation of how awesome of a singer she was, because
Agreed.
she fell into the pop category, and all of a sudden you can be typecast, if you will. But I'm sure if you were to take all the hits out and you were to listen to her sing, frickin' Rub-a-Dub-Dub, 3 Men in a Tub, I mean, it would be frickin' phenomenal. It's beautiful.
Just so natural. Absolutely agree with you. I love Whitney Houston. I still love. I mean, my daughter and I take her through memory lane and show her all the artists and for who they are. And I love watching her appreciate them as artists, not just listening to pop songs. So she really understands, and she wants more. Like, Dad, show me, like, how are they doing that? And I'll watch them show them hit notes, and she's like, how in the world are they doing that? I'm like, honestly, they just really, some of them are natural, some of them really practice their craft. They got better.
Well, I share this story often, and and it's funny, but I don't know if I ever want to be compared to him vocally. But honest to God, for years, when my ex-wife will tell you this, whenever my daughter would hear a Bon Jovi song on the radio, she thought it was me singing.
Really?
She thought that was me.
That's hilarious.
Wait until she grew up and realized that no, Dad does not sing Bed of Roses and Living on a Prayer.
There was a couple songs that I did like. I will tell you this though. I don't know what it is about Bon Jovi like anytime a song comes on, especially the one where where he's playing the guitar with the thing they put in their mouth to make it sound funny. As soon as I hear a song, I turn it off. Like,
Yeah. No, I can understand. It was overplayed. It was radio rock. Yeah, I get it, and I can understand people's disdain for him, and I've kind of grown tired of him as well. But yeah, I just always thought that was funny that my daughter, honest to God, thought I sang the Bon Jovi songs on the radio.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. That's a good compliment.
Well, I don't know if I want to be compared to Bon Jovi now. I feel pretty bad, but especially if you listen to him sing today.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, hey, Kenny, it has been wonderful. We are running very, very long tonight. But hey, we got to get on the airwaves to get us out there and introduce people to the Ken and Mike Show. And we thank everybody for tuning in and watching tonight. This is the live version. You'll go and cut it down later because in our recording in the beginning, we had quite a bunch of extra stuff.
That's how it goes, man. But listen, it's been a pleasure, Mike, as always. And we're going to be live on Monday. So that's coming right around the corner. Always have something to talk about. Again, join the community. Be sure to hit subscribe, like, share, please. We got to get our I lost.
Hey, Kenny.
What is that?
Just got to look at the screen, man.
I think I lost sound here.
Look at the screen.
Oh, hilarious. That was my headphones. You can find Mike in the bone tunnel. So,
oh, man, that was a burn. Wow.
Whatever that means. It's look at.
Listen, Mr. Aha.
That's right.
Take on me, baby. Take on me.
That was a cool music video, though. That was a cool music video.
Oh, man. Okay.
I was really into that. That was a cool music video.
You probably rocked out with Dirty Diana, too, on Michael Jackson.
Well, I'm sure you're up there cheering on the Bengals. So let's
Hey, what was her name? What was that? The brunette's name in Bengals?
I don't think anybody cared about her name, man.
Well, kind of.
Did you like Blondie?
That was kind of Blondie. No, I wasn't a Blondie fan.
Okay.
But the brunette
Music
from
or
Bengals,
just in
those eyes were pretty captivating.
Yes, agreed.
But anyway.
That's another subject.
That's another subject.
In a private setting. All right. No, just kidding. Everybody.
And thank you for tuning into the Ken and Mike Show. We're on every Monday night. Tonight we did Thursday night because of some technical difficulties, but we are here every Monday night going live. I think we should maybe announce a time in the future that people can routinely remember to come to and tune in. You can find us on all your major platforms.
Right.
Like us on YouTube. Follow us on. Are we on Instagram?
We are. I don't think we do a whole lot, but by the way, you mentioned YouTube. For those who do watch this, if you're still at the end here, please take the time to go hit that bell. We want to really raise that number up. Once we get to a certain amount, that's really going to help us kind of fly. So, and then of course grow our community with you all. So, Mike.
Yes. Until next time, it's always a pleasure.
And thank you all again. Thank you for tuning in right here to the Ken and Mike Show.
God bless.